What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and welcome back to the International Boys, where, as always, if you are still enjoying the series, please do go and drop it a like. And today, we got ourselves the first match in our World Cup group stage, taking on Jamaica at FedEx Field, located just outside Washington, D.C. in the United States. But before we get to that, of course, we played 4 friendlies leading up to this, and there has been a little unfortunate development in a couple players that are not on the World Cup roster. But since our last episode, like I said, we played some friendlies, and I really could not try to test myself against the world number 1 at the time, France, in a friendly where we came away with a 2-all draw. And to be honest with you, it was a very shaky 2-all draw where we had none of the possession. We had very little shots, and we were fortunate enough that both of the shots that we had on target were in for goals. Radovan Stankovic coming away with both the first opening goal of the match and the last goal of the match in the 31st and 63rd minutes, but France in the second half with a quick double fire from Mbemba Keita and Reda Shasa. Don't think I know any of those players. I think they're both regens at that, but it was all France all day, and somehow we only let them score twice when they had several more chances to just put this away. And I think for us to hold the world number 1 to a draw with the players that they still put out Paul Pogba, Adrien Rabiot, Aymeric Laporte, Kylian Mbappe. So yeah, they did still have a stacked squad for this friendly. And then, of course, just 2 short months later, I needed to decide who to bring for my World Cup expedition. And of course, there's going to be some players that you know right off the bat. Stefan Milivojevic is there, Milan Gajic, Goran Staniev, Filip Kostic, Grujic, Sergej, Zivkovic, Stankovic, Jovic. Had to bring those guys around because they were the big name players. Some obviously new names in here as well. The goalkeepers are definitely goalkeepers that I've not used before, so I want to test them out in the friendlies, and I'll show you why I don't want to do that ever again in just a minute. But you probably are noticing one major omission from this. And well, the sad news is that Davor Vuko is out injured. He picked up a hip injury within the last 2 or 3 matches of his league season, and the injury length was going to go into the World Cup, past the group stages, and into the knockout rounds. So I didn't want to have somebody on my squad that potentially could come back and be useful during the knockout stages when I needed to have prime fit wingers already. I only had 2 wingers that were established on the roster already, so that's why I had to dump Vuko and bring in somebody else. And so in our first friendly on the road to the World Cup, using this World Cup roster, we absolutely throttled Bosnia at their home stadium by the score of 7-0. Jovic getting himself a hat-trick, Mitrovic with a brace, Jovanovic and Belic adding to their tallies as being newly minted Serbian internationals and doing well for the country. But I'm not going to go into the highlights because it just take forever. Absolutely demolishing our rivals. What a great way to kick off the friendlies, and leading into our next match, which was against Australia. Now let me tell you, Australia I thought was going to be a little bit more of an easier time than what initially was put up. And as you can see, Australia beating us by the score of 2-0 as they came over to our place before we both get charter jets to then go to the United States. But Australia doing us no favors, and this is the reason why I'm not going to put in any other goalkeeper aside from Stefan Milivojevic, as you will see on this second goal. Jovan Trnic making his first start for his country, and well, just watch this. All I'm going to say is that Jovan Trnic really needs to get some sticky glue on his gloves, because he punched the ball away, but it wasn't enough to keep the ball out of the net. Now, I don't know about you, but the goalkeeper really should be keeping the ball out of the net, and usually when the ball is hit square at you and you parry it away, you should be parrying it away from the net with enough power to get it away from the net. Apparently, Trnic didn't realize that. I just absolutely couldn't believe it when I saw it, so that's what led to him eventually being subbed out for Stefan Milivojevic for the rest of the game. So yeah, Trnic never going to see any more action in the Serbian national team. And then finally, once we got to the United States, we then took on the United States proper, the host of the World Cup this year, in my hometown. We actually took them on in Chicago at Soldier Field, where it ended in a 1-all draw. Luka Jovic getting a goal, right before halftime, but the United States equalizing just on the other side of halftime to make it a 1-1 draw. It was a fairly even affair on both sides. Possession-wise, it was not all that bad. We had more shots, though, and this is the goal leading up to it, right up before halftime. Kostic with a nice cross in to Luka Jovic. It was a short-angle shot. Goalkeeper had a beat on it, but it was just underneath his arms, and that really was a great setup. Hopefully, when we face the United States, or if we face the United States in the knockout stages, we can actually come away with a win this time around. But overall, good performances by the squad in this final tune-up match before the World Cup, as I feel that taking on these teams is a decent run-up to how we should be playing in our group stage. So, without further ado, it's World Cup time. Let's get into our match. Right, so I almost forgot about this. Before we get into the match today, somebody from the comment section in the last episode asked, "Hey Gendo, can you show us how the Bilbao boys are doing, and will there be any Bilbao players in the World Cup squads this year?" So, happy to oblige. Let's take a look and see who exactly is in the World Cup this year. And funnily enough, we might as well just go down the side. I have it sorted by the infograph. Just take a look at the INTs, people that are on international duty. So, first and foremost, we have Aymeric Laporte with the France squad, as you would expect, and Chris Ghana is with the Cameroonian squad. Yes, Cameroon is in the World Cup. They're in Group H, and they're going to be taking on Netherlands, Australia, and Greece. So yeah, Chris Ghana not really used all that much, but he's with the World Cup squad nonetheless. And then as far as the Spanish players that are on the World Cup squad, we got Aitor Garamendia, who I don't really know. I never had this guy on my squad, so they must have picked him up just after I left. It doesn't look too terribly bad, 21-year-old center back. A lot of room for growth. Mikel Merino is with the Spanish squad as well, still on Bilbao, so very nice to see that. And then finally, Asier Villalibre. Finally, Asier Villalibre getting himself on the Spain squad, getting himself in a World Cup as well. So today versus Jamaica, I'm going to be using the 4-2-3-1 because we need to use our attacking power and pace to get on the front foot early. And with that being said, the lineup's going to be Stefan Milivojevic in between the sticks. We're going to have Milan Gajic, Vukasin Jovanovic, Srđan Babic, and Goran Staniev along the back line. That seems to be the most solid back line that I have on the squad, so might as well just keep it going with that. Same thing in the center of the park. Nenad Bosanac and Peter Mitrovic will be my center mid pairing. These seem to be the most secure, but even if I throw in Sergej Milinkovic-Savic or Marko Grujic, they do seem to do a job, but Mitrovic and Bosanac played more together. Our three attacking mids will be Andrej Zivkovic out on the right, Radovan Stankovic down the middle, and Filip Kostic out on the left-hand side. Filip Kostic more keen and more known to be throwing in the crosses, where we'll have Stankovic as well as Zivkovic, who's being in an inside forward role, who will make those cutting inside runs. And of course, if neither of those two can get the goals, we of course have Luka Jovic sitting up top. And it looks like the Reggae boys are also going to be coming out in a 4-2-3-1. They, of course, are known for their pace, so we need to match pace for pace by being the better technical side in this matchup if we want to come out on the right foot and get a win in this opening match. Honestly, the pundits say that this is supposed to be our easiest match in the group stage. We got to live up to that. If we don't get a win here, that's pretty much going to leave us in a rut going forward, because Turkey and Colombia are no slouches. So we just need to go out there, like I said, attack from the off, show the boys, or show the fans what we can do. Just go out there, and let's go see what happens. Free kick, top of the box, Andrej Zivkovic. Oh, what a save the keeper had to make. Or no, it just went past him, but what a great chance for Serbia early. Just needs to fix the sights on that. 26 minutes on now, we have the ball. I would like to say we would have the ball. It's being pinballed around. Luka Jovic coming through, gets around one defender, takes a shot, but Andre Blake there with the save. Andre Blake, I believe he's still playing for the MLS at this point in time. Well-known Jamaican keeper at this point. Srđan Babic with a header from the corner, goes over the bar. We're still getting our attacking chances. Staniev with the throw-in, gets it to Kostic, back to Staniev, back to Kostic, tries to throw in a cross, and that was just completely failed, but we get the ball right back. Jovanovic out to Gajic, Zivkovic, some great passing. Luka gets it through the defender. Oh, he needs to do better than that. Great save from Blake. Needed to pick a post, not just go down the middle. Ball coming forward now, Filip Kostic throws it across. Luka Jovic right there again, but the header goes into the arms of Blake. We're getting all these chances, but we just cannot capitalize. And really, that's what's driving me crazy right now as we come to halftime 0-0. I'm just not happy with your performances out there. You need to be a little bit more careful. You need to be a lot more careful with the ball. And we are the better side over Jamaica. That's clear. We're the better side. We just need to now score the goals to prove that we're the better side. The regular boys coming forward, tries to put in a cross that does find Powell, but it's a foul. Is it a free kick or is it a... Oh, it's a free kick right on the edge of the line. The ref could have called a penalty, but instead they go with a free kick and Powell blasts it over the bar. Just past the hour mark, Staniev throws it into Bosniak, who then tried to slip it through, but Jamaica with the clearance only goes as far as the center line, and now we can go back on the attack. Mitrovic through to Zivkovic. He just needs to find some passing lanes, not just pass it directly into a Jamaican player. Bosniak through to Luka, out to Zivkovic, back to Luka, takes a shot. Blake with the save. Oh, man, he couldn't hold on to it, and we get ourselves another corner kick out of it. It's going to be another wasted chance, isn't it? Zivkovic throws it in. It's cleared out. Corner kick for Jamaica. They whip it inside, but it's cleared away. Jamaica still with the ball. Or not. Luka Jovic picking it up. He's running free. He's one-on-one. He's at the last defender. He gets past the last defender, and Luka Jovic, what a great run. A special run that was off of the clearance. The counterattack works, and Serbia have gotten themselves into the lead in the 65th minute. Luka Jovic, oh man, this guy can do it all. That long run, beating the last defender, taking it to the other side of Andre Blake. He can't do anything about it, and it's 1-0. Let's go. And now Jamaica could potentially get, oh no, nice steal from Luka Jovic, and he just hits it wide. Oh, this was directly from the kickoff, and Blake had to tip it around, not kick it wide. There's about 19 minutes left to go in the game. Jamaica heads it forward. Oh my lord, Harris had him beat. Harris had everybody beat, but he skies it over the bar. Lucky for us. 9 minutes left to go in this match as we once again take the ball off of Jamaica. Sasha Ostojic, final sub coming on, wins the interception. Now we're just driving through. Filip Kostic out to Goran Staniev, whips in across. Nobody's there. He gets it right back though. Pushes it inside to Mitrovic, to Bosniak, to Luka Jovic, and that's got to seal the deal. A brace for Luka Jovic with 9 minutes left to go in this match. 2-0 to Serbia, and it looks like we are in fact going to get our first win of this group stage over Jamaica, the team that we absolutely needed to defeat to get ourselves into a decent position in this group. What lovely passing. Bosniak into Luka, one times it past Andre Blake. Ostojic now with a corner kick, falls to Bosniak, and it just falls in. Is that going to be an own goal? No, they credit it with Nenad Bosniak. It bounced off of two defenders, then off the post and into the back of the net. 3-0 to Serbia. It's piling on the pressure right now and piling on the misery. Yeah, like I said, deflected off of two defenders and into the back of the net. Surprised it didn't get counted as an own goal, but Nenad Bosniak, take a bow, son. And the referee blows his full-time whistle. A 3-0 win for Serbia. Honestly, not a comfortable 3-0 win since most of the goals coming late in the second half, but a win is a win nonetheless, and the boys couldn't be any happier. And just take a look at the table right now. Turkey beating Colombia by a 4-goal margin. Wow. I did not think that Turkey would have done that to Colombia, so it seems that Turkey is going to be the main threat in this group, but we obviously cannot take Colombia too lightly. And before we end this episode, let's take a look and see how everyone else has done within the World Cup in their first matches. England and United States coming away with victories in their group, same with Argentina and Switzerland. Uruguay over Scotland, Japan and Spain battling to a draw. Italy and Brazil coming away with wins. Ukraine over Mexico with Ivory Coast and Portugal ending in a draw there. France and Germany coming away with wins in their matches, and Group H has yet to play. So guys, I hope to see you back in the next episode. We will be finishing out our group stage versus Turkey and then Colombia, and we will see if we advance or if we crash out. That would be very disappointing, especially with this team that I have, but we'll have to wait and see, and I hope you guys will be there to enjoy it. So guys, as far as this episode goes, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and if you liked it, please do go and drop it a like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and if you want to leave a comment below on what you saw today, or the series as a whole, please go and do so. I appreciate every single comment that you guys put down. But anyway, guys, I've been Gendo, and you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and peace out.